What is up, guys, and welcome to a SmackDown review for the January the 9th episode. We're going to have a quick SmackDown review with some predictions where we think this will lead. We'll go through each segment very, very quickly. I already shot this video, but my recording thing didn't really work, so that's just fantastic. We're going to start with the whole intro, the whole ROLLINS coming out, speaking about the authority, etc., etc., and then Roman Reigns interrupting, which was fantastic. Attacking Seth Rollins, attacking J&J Security, which you'd think would lead up to a feud between them two, which is brilliant because that's what I certainly want to see. And that's a good way of using Roman Reigns to try and push him. I don't want him to win the Rumble, for God's sake, but he does seem to be improving tad on the mic. Again, it did feel like what he was saying was a little bit scripted, but it wasn't too bad from Roman Reigns. It was a good first segment. It didn't last too long. The only thing I'm a bit confused is just why is Seth Rollins now feuding kind of with Roman Reigns if he's going to be in the championship match with John Cena and Brock Lesnar. It's too much is happening with Seth Rollins at the moment, and it's, if you're a casual viewer, would be getting a bit confusing. I don't mind it. I don't think it's too bad that they're doing two feuds. But yeah, the first segment wasn't too bad at all. It was actually quite a good segment. And yeah, I didn't mind that at all. A pretty good start to SmackDown. Final SmackDown of Friday. And they were missing ZIGGLER, they were missing RYBACK, they were missing ROWAN. So it was always going to be a pretty slow show. There wasn't going to be too many fantastic matches. Adam Rose, the Big E. I really don't see the logic of putting Tyson Kidd and Cesaro with Adam Rose, even if it is just for this rivalry. I think that Tyson Kidd and Cesaro should be pushing for that tag team championship, perhaps, or just something other than this. It seems a bit retarded, really. But the New Day, I'm still not feeling them. Which is a shame because I like all three of them that are in it, but the gimmick I don't like. It doesn't work for me. So yeah. Big E versus Adam Rose. Did Big E win in the end? I've completely forgot. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, sorry, Big E did win because then Tyson Kidd and Cesaro sort of walked off. They were at the ring accompanying Adam Rose, and then he walked off once he'd lost the match. But they kind of stayed with the Exotic Express, so it was a bit retarded. But I don't know what I feel with this is going. I feel this is going to a pre-show match at Rumble, and that's how I'm feeling with this at the moment, with the New Day versus Cesaro and Tyson Kidd and Adam Rose. I'm sure it'll be a great match, but I'm not really looking forward to it, to be honest, and I'm not really into the feud yet because it just seems a bit thrown together and not really that relevant. And the fact that Cesaro and Tyson Kidd are looking really, really good at the moment, and then putting him with Adam Rose, who is I'm still not that interested in his matches, to be honest with you. I don't really get the point. The Ascension, once again, against local athletes, it was just pathetic. It was another 2-minute match. Didn't do anything for them, didn't push them up the pecking order. Why aren't these guys facing people that are actually recognised tag teams? Los Matadores, I don't know, anybody. They can face anybody like that. Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. It doesn't matter who they face. They don't even have to be going for the tag team championship. They just need to face somebody who is a recognised tag team. Get a win over them. I know they did when they debuted, but they need to do it again. I want to see a match with them that goes more than about 5 minutes, and we can get an ad break in between. You can really see what they're about. Obviously, we know they're great. We watch NXT. They're fantastic. They're a great tag team, and they could be so good on the main roster, but for some reason, like always, people that come up from NXT to the main roster seem to just be shit for some reason. The WWE seems to shit all over them and make them into some crap that no one cares about, which is pathetic because on NXT they're brilliant. But Ascension, I still think have a lot of potential. They just need to stop facing local flipping athletes because I'm getting sick of it. Lasted about 2 minutes. Obviously the Ascension won. I'd love to see the local athletes win in some match against somebody down the road. That would be brilliant, and then they could debut a superstar from there. I don't know whether that's ever happened before, but I think that would be quite cool. It never will happen, but there we go. Naomi versus Alicia Fox. That feud seems to be continuing. They're not great on the mic. Well, Alicia Fox isn't too bad, but Naomi isn't. But the match actually wasn't too bad, apart from it was so short again. Just as soon as I'm getting into the 60 seconds gone, I'm really getting into the match. Both showing some great moves. Naomi showing some great moves. Alicia Fox, I've always thought was great in the ring. And bang, they end the match with Alicia Fox on the rope and winning the match, which means the feud, you would think, is going to continue. That's what was disappointing. I was actually really getting into the match, and then bang, it's all over and it ends. So a disappointing end to what could have been a good match. And you just wished a Divas match, even if they just go on for 5-10 minutes, it would be better than the 2-minute matches that we're getting at the moment. It's just so annoying. But anyway, moving on. The Usos versus Gold and Stardust versus Miz and MIZDOW for the Tag Team Championship. This was a very, very good match. One of the matches of the night. Joint best match of the night, in my opinion. A good storytelling in it with the Miz and MIZDOW, with Miz refusing to tag MIZDOW in, MIZDOW then tagging himself in, which I thought was good. Then Miz screaming to get a tag back, MIZDOW refusing to tag him back, then MIZDOW getting a bit dominated, you know, and Miz screaming at him, why didn't you tag me, and etc. Then the Miz got absolutely bloody wrecked and off the apron, so then MIZDOW had to go and tag in the Usos. It was triple threat, and that kind of eventually ended up with the Usos winning and regaining the Tag Team Championship after everybody was down apart from one of the Usos, and I believe it was Stardust in the ring, and the Usos done their bloody, what's it called? I keep forgetting finishing moves at the moment. Done their finishing move off the top rope. I'll remember it in a second. 1, 2, 3. They regained the title, but this match was extremely good. Golden Stardust looking great. Miz and MIZDOW, that feud's going to be awesome. Can't wait for it to happen. They need to start that feud at Rumble. It could happen at Fastlane. They could have the first match at Fastlane and the rematch at WrestleMania. That would work. You know, I know they're probably aiming to do it at Mania, but it wouldn't matter if you saw a couple of matches. But I think this would be a great feud. I can't wait for it to happen. Golden Stardust looked very good. The Usos regain. No surprise there. Be interested to see who they go on and face next. But it was a great match. It really was a great match. It worked. It was brilliant. The ending was fantastic. And yeah, I was actually really impressed by that match. I wasn't, to be honest with you, looking that much forward to. But definitely a great match. We then had Bad News Barrett versus Sin Cara. Yeah, Sin Cara. Bad News Barrett came out and cut promo, asking for Dolph Ziggler to come out, and he said he'll give him the rematch. We all know Dolph Ziggler went there, and then Bad News Barrett, oh, I forgot you got fired, which I thought was great. Bad News Barrett always gets a reaction. He's great in the ring. He's great on the mic. Sin Cara, out of nowhere, came out. No one expected it. One half of the Tag Team NXT champions came out, faced Bad News Barrett, which I thought would be a squash match, but no. Sin Cara beat Bad News Barrett cleanly on SmackDown. No interferences, nothing was involved. It was a very quick match, but that was probably because we wasted time with the old Ascension and the Big E Adam Rose thing. But to be honest with you, that probably means Sin Cara's going to be getting a title shot, which I'd be happy about because I like Sin Cara and I think he's a great guy, great wrestler, and I think that'll be a great match because it looked like it had potential to be a really good match last night, but it never got the chance to, if you get what I mean. I don't expect Sin Cara to win the Continental Championship, although I'd like to see it, but I do like Bad News Barrett. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this feud, and I hope that Sin Cara and his other tag team member, I can't think what his name is, Callisto, is it? I can't say his name. I hope they come into the tag team division because that's something that they need. But yeah, I think this is a really good feud that will be something a little bit different, a bit exciting. No one expected Sin Cara to come out. Sin Cara is still trending on Twitter when I got up this morning, so I think that just shows how shocking it was. We then moved on to the main event of Seth Rollins and the Big Show versus Roman Reigns, and if he could find an opponent. That was made in the first segment. I think I mentioned that. Did I mention the fact that Big Show... If I didn't mention that, I am really sorry. It's just because I already done this video, but the audio thing messed up, so I may have forgot to mention certain things. But anyway, they made this match at the start of the night. Could Roman Reigns find an opponent? Yes, he could. Dean Ambrose, a Lunatic Fringe, coming out to re-team up with Roman Reigns. And wasn't it awesome to see? all 3 members of the Shield in the ring at the same time. Yes, okay, 2 were against one of them, but it doesn't matter. It was just fantastic to see, especially Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns back together, and that's a great way to bring these 2 up and to make them really, really big stars. I mean, I think they're well, I think Dean Ambrose definitely is a main event material. He's main evented the last couple of pay-per-views. But this is a good way to use Roman Reigns. I mean, I'd love to see Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose continue as a team. Whether it is to feud with Seth Rollins and Big Show, which wouldn't make sense because, you know, we've got Seth Rollins in the thingy match. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but it was lovely to see him back in the ring together. Dean Ambrose, they've played it that he wasn't 100% hurting with that injured knee or leg that he had from the ambulance match, which was great. The feud with Bray Wyatt is over. Bray Wyatt announced himself in the Royal Rumble. So did Bad News Barrett. Someone else, I believe, announced himself in the Royal Rumble match. But that means the Bray Wyatt feud is over, which is a relief because that went on for a bit too long, let's be honest. But yeah, the match ended extremely well. It was a very, very good match. And a very, very good ending. It wasn't the longest match, but it didn't need to be. Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns winning in the end, which was a relief, because if Seth Rollins and Big Show had won, I wouldn't have been too happy. But yeah, I don't know where that leads us, but that was a good match. In review, SmackDown wasn't too bad tonight. I knew it wouldn't be great because there was no ZIGGLER, RYBACK or anything like that. They didn't really advance on the whole triple threat match at Royal Rumble. They didn't really build up for the Royal Rumble match. It was the last match of last SmackDown of Friday night. You know they're probably leaving anything big to happen next week. If you didn't know already, Daniel Bryan is returning to action next week on SmackDown. They've got to make SmackDown worth something. But again, they didn't really develop many rivalries or storylines. It was a SmackDown that, like it says on Bleacher Report, they didn't look like they put too much effort into. But I actually enjoyed it. There are a lot of stuff that leaves me actually looking forward to Raw. Great to see Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose back. Great to see Cara getting some TV time on the main roster. Good to see that the Miz and MIZDOW things advancing, and there was a good storytelling in that match. Great match as well. A couple of good matches, but wasn't all that great. An average SmackDown, but with a lot of positives. And personally, although a lot of people are saying it was really average, I actually quite enjoyed the show. And would I say this was probably actually a better 3 hours than Raw was? Sorry, better 2 hours than Raw was 3. I don't know, that's a bit debatable. But anyway, that's it. I'll be back with a preview to Raw. If there's any breaking news or big news over the weekend, I'll be bringing that to you live. Make sure you subscribe for whenever breaking news happens, and also Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-view predictions, previews and reviews. And other than that, give me your thoughts on SmackDown, and I'll see you for the Raw preview next week. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.